Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. How often do you let people ruin your day? You wake up feeling good, ready to take on the world, then someone cuts you off in traffic? Or your coworker makes a passive-aggressive comment? Or your partner forgets something important to you? And suddenly, boom, your mood shifts. You're mad, you're bothered, you're frustrated. But here's the truth, nobody can make you feel anything unless you let them. You think they have the power. You think their words, their actions, or their opinions are controlling you. But the real issue, you are handing over your power without even realizing it. And today I'm going to teach you how to take it back. The secret to never getting angry or bothered by anyone isn't about forcing yourself to be positive all the time. It's not about suppressing your emotions or pretending you don't care. It's about rewiring your mindset so that external things no longer control your internal state. It's about training yourself to stay calm, focused, and unshaken no matter what's happening around you. You control your reactions, not other people. Let's start with the most important truth. Your emotions are your responsibility. Other people can say or do whatever they want. You can't control that. But what you can control is your response. Imagine you're holding a glass of water. Someone bumps into you and the water spills. Now, what caused the spill? Most people would say, well, the person who bumped into me did. But actually, you spilled water because there was water in your glass. What's inside of you is what spills out when life bumps into you. If you're filled with anger, frustration, or insecurity, that's what comes out when someone triggers you. But if you're filled with confidence, peace, and self-awareness, you stay steady. You don't let their chaos become your chaos. Detach from expectations and outcomes. A huge reason we get upset is because we expect people to act a certain way. We expect our boss to appreciate our hard work. We expect our friends to always be supportive. We expect our partner to read our minds, and when they don't, we take it personally. But here's a game changer. People are going to be who they are regardless of what you expect. The key is to stop expecting others to behave the way you want and start accepting them as they are. That doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect. It means you stop setting yourself up for disappointment. You stop allowing other people's actions to dictate your mood. Master the art of emotional reframing. Most people think emotions just happen to them. Wrong. Emotions are created by your thoughts. Let me prove it. Imagine you're sitting in traffic and someone cuts you off. Your first thought might be, what a jerk. How dare they? That thought makes you feel angry. Now, let's reframe it. What if instead you thought maybe they're rushing to the hospital? Maybe they didn't see me. Suddenly that anger fades. Same situation, different thought, different feeling. The next time something irritates you, ask yourself, is there another way to see this? Most of the time there is. And when you train your brain to reframe situations, you stop reacting emotionally. You stay in control. Set boundaries without guilt. Let's be real, some people are just toxic. They drain your energy. They push your buttons. They create drama. And if you're constantly dealing with these people, it's time to set boundaries. A boundary is not about controlling someone else. It's about deciding what you will and won't tolerate. It's about protecting your peace. If someone is constantly negative, limit your interactions. If someone always criticizes you, stop engaging in those conversations. If someone drains you, create space. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your energy. The most confident, unshaken people in the world, they know how to say no without feeling guilty. And that is a superpower. Adopt a mindset of radical acceptance. Here's a truth that will set you free. Life is unpredictable. People are flawed. Nothing is personal. The moment you stop resisting reality and start accepting it, you stop getting triggered. The moment you stop expecting life to be fair, you stop feeling disappointed. The moment you stop trying to change people, you stop feeling frustrated. Radical acceptance doesn't mean you're passive. It means you stop wasting energy on things you can't control. You stop letting small things steal your peace. You stop allowing every little annoyance to throw you off course. Instead, you focus on what truly matters: your growth, your joy, your peace of mind. Final thoughts: your peace is your power. So here's the bottom line: you are in control of your emotions. Always. The world is going to keep being messy. People are going to keep being unpredictable. Life is going to keep throwing challenges at you, but when you train yourself to stay grounded, to reframe situations, to detach from expectations, and to protect your peace, nothing and no one can shake you. The next time someone tries to get under your skin, smile, stay calm, keep your power. Because when you refuse to be bothered, you win. Every single time. You are in control of your reactions, whether you believe it or not. The truth is, most of us go through life feeling like we're constantly being emotionally hijacked by other people. Someone cuts us off in traffic and we get furious. A coworker makes a passive-aggressive comment and it ruins our whole day. A family member criticizes us and we carry that resentment for weeks. But here's the hard truth. Nobody's making you feel anything. You are choosing how to react. At first, that might sound frustrating. You might be thinking, but I can't help it. When someone disrespects me, I get angry. When someone ignores me, I feel hurt. That's just how emotions work. But that's not how emotions work at all. Your emotions are not automatic responses. You create them based on your thoughts. If someone ignores your text, you might think they don't care about me, and that thought makes you feel hurt. But what if instead you thought maybe they're just busy? That one shift changes everything. When you realize that your emotions come from your thoughts and your thoughts are under your control, suddenly you are in charge. You no longer have to be a victim to every little thing that happens around you. You no longer have to let other people dictate your mood. You take your power back. Think about the last time you got really upset. What was it about? Was it someone cutting in line? Someone taking credit for your work? A friend canceling plans at the last minute? Now ask yourself, why did that bother you? It wasn't the action itself. It was the meaning you attached to it. You thought, that person is disrespecting me, or that's unfair, or they don't value me. And those thoughts triggered your emotions. Here's the game changer. If you want to stop being easily angered or bothered, you need to stop giving everything a negative meaning. You need to stop assuming the worst about people and situations. You need to start questioning your own thoughts before they control you. Imagine someone snaps at you. Your instinct might be to snap back because you assume they're being rude on purpose. But what if they're having a horrible day? What if they just got bad news? What if their reaction has nothing to do with you at all? The moment you entertain another possibility, you stop taking it personally. You stay calm. You stay in control. This is what emotionally strong people do. They don't give away their peace so easily. They don't let one rude comment ruin their whole day. They don't waste energy on things they can't control. Instead, they master their own reactions. One of the best ways to do this is to pause before you react. Most people react instantly to situations, and that's where the problem starts. Someone insults you and you immediately get defensive. Someone criticizes you and you immediately feel hurt. But if you can train yourself to pause for just a few seconds, you give yourself the chance to respond instead of react. That pause is powerful. It gives you the space to ask yourself, is this worth my energy? 99% of the time, it's not. That pause lets you choose your response instead of letting your emotions choose for you. And when you choose your response, you stay in control. Another thing that will change your life is realizing that most things just aren't that deep. Someone cut you off in traffic. Who cares? Someone made a rude comment. So what? Someone forgot to invite you to something. Move on. The more you train yourself to let small things go, the stronger you become. Think about people you admire, those who always seem calm, unshaken, and composed. Do you think they waste time getting upset over nonsense? No, they've mastered the art of selective attention. They only focus on what truly matters. They don't let every little inconvenience get under their skin. They don't let every annoying person pull them into drama. And you can do the same. This doesn't mean you ignore your emotions or pretend things don't bother you. It means you train yourself to see the bigger picture. You realize that in the grand scheme of life, most of the things that make you angry today won't matter a week from now. So why waste energy on them? The next time something triggers you, try this pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself if this is worth your energy, and then choose peace. Because the moment you stop letting people control your emotions, you become untouchable. You become unshakable. You become truly free. Most of the anger and frustration we experience in life come from one simple source: expectations. We expect people to treat us a certain way. We expect things to go according to plan. We expect fairness, kindness, and recognition. And when reality doesn't match those expectations, we get upset. Think about it. You expect your friend to remember your birthday. When they don't, you feel hurt. You expect your coworker to appreciate your hard work. When they don't, you feel frustrated. You expect your partner to read your mind and know exactly what you need. When they don't, you feel disappointed. Now let's flip that around. What if you expected nothing? What if you accepted people as they are instead of constantly expecting them to be who you want them to be? What if you stopped expecting the world to always be fair, kind, and predictable? Suddenly, life gets a lot easier. You stop feeling disappointed all the time. You stop getting angry when things don't go your way. You stop taking everything so personally. People are going to do what they do regardless of what you expect. That's the truth. Some people will appreciate you and some won't. Some people will treat you with kindness and some won't. Some things will go smoothly and some won't. The sooner you accept this, the less power these situations have over you. Let's talk about a common frustration: rude people. You expect people to be polite and respectful, so when someone is rude, it catches you off guard. It makes you mad, but if you went through life expecting that some people are just rude because that's reality, you wouldn't be as affected. You wouldn't waste energy getting upset about something you can't control. Here's a powerful mindset shift. Instead of expecting, start observing. When you expect people to behave a certain way, you set yourself up for frustration. But when you observe people without attachment, you see them for who they truly are. You don't take it personally. You don't get emotionally invested in trying to change them. You simply notice, accept, and move on. Imagine you're at a coffee shop and the barista is short with you. Instead of thinking, wow, that was rude. Why are they treating me like that? Which instantly triggers negative emotions. You could think, that's interesting. Maybe they're having a rough day. Same situation, different expectation, different reaction. This doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect or lower your standards. It means you stop expecting everyone to meet your standards all the time. You stop setting yourself up for disappointment. You start approaching life with curiosity instead of emotional reactivity. Another major source of frustration: expecting people to change. How many times have you been upset because someone didn't change the way you wanted them to? Maybe it's a friend who always cancels plans, or a family member who never listens, or a partner who keeps making the same mistake. You keep hoping they'll change, and every time they don't, you feel disappointed. But what if you accepted them for who they are instead? What if you stopped expecting them to be different? That doesn't mean you excuse bad behavior. It means you stop being surprised when people show you who they are. You cannot control other people. You can't make them more thoughtful, more responsible, or more self-aware. But you can control whether or not you let their behavior affect you. You can control whether you engage, whether you set boundaries, and whether you allow yourself to be bothered. Here's a truth most people don't want to hear. Happiness comes from letting go of control. Most of us are trying to control everything: how people see us, how they treat us, how things turn out. And that constant need for control creates endless stress. The moment you release control and accept life as it is, you feel instant relief. You feel free. Start applying this to your daily life. The next time someone disappoints you, remind yourself, I expected this person to be different, but this is just who they are. I can't change them, but I can control how I respond. The next time something doesn't go your way, remind yourself, I expected things to go smoothly, but life is unpredictable. I'll adapt. The next time you feel frustrated, ask yourself, is this frustration coming from reality, or is it coming from my expectations of how things should be? More often than not, it's your expectations that are causing your stress, not the situation itself. Change your expectations and you change your emotions. Change your emotions and you change your life. There's a common mistake we all make that causes unnecessary stress, anger, and frustration. We take everything personally. Asterisk, asterisk, someone doesn't text back, and we assume they're ignoring us. A coworker seems annoyed, and we think they're mad at us. A friend cancels plans, and we convince ourselves they don't care. But the truth is, most of the time, people's actions have nothing to do with you. Asterisk, asterisk. Think about it. People are wrapped up in their own problems, their own stress, their own thoughts. They're dealing with bad days, personal struggles, distractions, and responsibilities you know nothing about. Their behavior is a reflection of what they are going through, not a reflection of your worth. Yet we make everything about us. We analyze texts, we overthink conversations, we replay interactions in our heads, trying to figure out what we did wrong. And in doing so, we create problems that don't even exist. We manufacture pain that was never there in the first place. Imagine how much lighter you would feel if you stopped assuming everything was about you. If instead of jumping to conclusions, you simply gave people the benefit of the doubt. What if the person who didn't text back was just busy? What if your coworker's bad mood had nothing to do with you? What if your friend canceled plans because they needed rest, not because they were avoiding you? The moment you stop taking things personally, you free yourself. You stop reacting to every little thing. You stop giving your energy to things that don't deserve it. You gain peace. One of the best ways to practice this is to remind yourself everyone sees the world through their own lens. Asterisk, asterisk. We all filter experiences through our own past, our own insecurities, our own emotions. What upsets one person might not bother another at all. What seems rude to you might be normal to someone else. What you perceive as an insult might have been completely unintentional. If you've ever had a moment where you accidentally hurt someone's feelings without meaning to, then you know exactly how this works. Maybe you were distracted and didn't say hello, and someone took it personally. Maybe you made a joke and someone misunderstood it. The same way you've unintentionally hurt others, others have unintentionally hurt you. When you truly understand this, you stop reacting with anger. Instead, you respond with curiosity. You stop assuming the worst. You stop creating unnecessary conflict. Another powerful shift? Learning to separate feedback from identity. Asterisk, asterisk. A lot of the time, we take things personally because we tie our worth to other people's opinions. If someone criticizes our work, we assume they're attacking us. If someone doesn't like something we do, we assume they don't like us as a person. But feedback is just feedback. It's not a personal attack. It's not a statement on your value as a human being. It's simply someone else's perspective. Let's say you get negative feedback at work. Instead of spiraling into self-doubt and thinking, asterisk, asterisk, I'm not good enough. Asterisk, asterisk, you could think. Asterisk, asterisk. This is just their opinion. Is there something useful I can take from this? If so, I'll use it to improve. If not, I'll let it go. Asterisk, asterisk. This approach allows you to grow without letting other people's words tear you down. You realize that not everyone will like you, not everyone will agree with you, and that's okay. You stop trying to please everyone. You focus on being the best version of yourself instead of seeking constant approval. Here's the bottom line. The way people treat you says more about them than it does about you. Asterisk, asterisk. A kind person will treat you with kindness no matter what. A secure person won't need to put you down. A confident person won't feel threatened by your success. But a rude person, they'll be rude to everyone. A toxic person, they'll create drama with everyone. A critical person, they'll always find something to criticize. So when someone lashes out, insults you, ignores you, or treats you unfairly, remind yourself this is about them, not me. This doesn't mean you tolerate mistreatment. It means you don't let it shake your self-worth. You don't let it ruin your day. You don't waste your energy trying to understand why someone is the way they are. You simply disengage and move on. If someone insults you, don't absorb it, observe it. If someone rejects you, don't chase them, respect yourself. If someone treats you unfairly, don't try to change them, set boundaries and walk away. When you stop taking things personally, you become unstoppable. You stop wasting time overthinking. You stop being controlled by other people's moods. You stop reacting emotionally to every little thing. And the best part, you start focusing on what truly matters. Instead of draining your energy on nonsense, you put it toward your goals, your happiness, your peace. And that's when everything in your life begins to change. Your ability to stay calm and unbothered is directly tied to your ability to control your focus. What you focus on expands. If you focus on negativity, frustration, and what's wrong, you will always feel angry and annoyed. If you focus on solutions, gratitude, and what's within your control, you will always feel empowered. Most people don't realize this, but your brain is wired to find more of whatever you focus on. It's called the reticular activating system, RASA, filter in your brain that decides what's important based on what you give attention to. If you constantly focus on how unfair life is, your RAS will look for more evidence to support that belief. If you focus on how annoying people are, your brain will notice every little thing they do wrong. But if you train yourself to focus on what's good, what's working, and what's worth your time, your brain will start showing you more of that. Think about it like this. Have you ever decided you wanted a new car, and suddenly you started seeing that exact car everywhere? It wasn't that more of those cars magically appeared, it's that your brain started noticing them. The same thing happens with your emotions. If you constantly look for things to be upset about, you'll find them everywhere. But if you shift your focus, you shift your reality. One of the most powerful ways to do this is to ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Your energy is your most valuable resource. Every time you get worked up over something small, every time you engage in drama, every time you let someone's negativity invade your mind, you are wasting your energy on things that don't serve you. That energy could be going toward your goals, your peace, your happiness. The next time you feel yourself getting irritated, stop and ask, does this really matter? Most of the time, the answer is no. Someone cut you off in traffic, not worth your energy. A stranger was rude, not worth your energy. Someone made a comment you didn't like, not worth your energy. When you start filtering your reactions through this question, you start realizing how much of your emotional energy you've been wasting on nonsense. And once you stop giving energy to things that don't matter, your entire life changes. Another key shift is learning to respond, not react. Most people live in reaction mode. Someone says something offensive, and they immediately snap back. Something goes wrong, and they instantly spiral into frustration. But emotionally strong people don't do this. They pause before responding. They take a deep breath. They ask themselves if this situation is worth their peace. And then they choose their response, instead of letting their emotions choose for them. Imagine someone insults you. Your immediate reaction might be to insult them back, to prove a point, to defend yourself. But if you pause for just a moment and ask, is this person's opinion even worth my time? You realize that their words only have power if you engage. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to fight every battle. You don't need to react to everything that bothers you. This is where real power comes from, not from controlling others, but from controlling yourself. When you master this, you become untouchable. No one can drag you into drama. No one can disrupt your peace. No one can make you react unless you allow them to. And let's be honest, most of the things that upset you today won't matter a week from now, let alone a year from now. So why waste your energy? Why let something so temporary take up so much of your mental space? Here's a challenge for you. For the next 24 hours, practice not reacting. When something small bothers you, let it go. When someone tries to get a reaction out of you, stay calm. When life throws little inconveniences your way, just observe them without letting them affect your mood. At first, it'll feel unnatural. Your brain is wired to react. But the more you practice this, the more powerful you become. And before you know it, you'll realize that you don't have to get angry. You don't have to get annoyed. You don't have to waste energy on things that don't serve you. You have the power to shift your focus. You have the power to decide what gets your energy. And once you take control of that, nothing and no one can disturb your peace. Inner peace isn't something you find, it's something you create. And the fastest way to create it, stop trying to control things that are outside of your control. Most of the frustration, anger, and stress we experience come from trying to control things we were never meant to control in the first place. We try to control other people's opinions, their reactions, their choices. We try to control outcomes, timelines, and circumstances. And when things don't go our way, we feel helpless, irritated, even defeated. But here's the truth. You don't have control over most things in life. You don't control how people behave. You don't control what they say. You don't control the random curveballs life throws at you. The only thing you can control, your response, your attitude, your mindset, your actions. Think about the last time you got really upset. Maybe someone was rude to you. Maybe something didn't go according to plan. Maybe someone disappointed you. Now ask yourself, was I upset about what happened, or was I upset because I wanted to control what happened and couldn't? That's where most anger comes, from the frustration of not being able to force things to go the way we want. But the moment you accept that you don't need to control everything, that's the moment you become truly free. Let's talk about people, because if there's one thing most of us try and fail to control, it's other people. We want people to be more understanding, more kind, more thoughtful, more responsible. We want them to communicate better, make better choices, treat us the way we want to be treated. And when they don't, we feel frustrated. We take it personally. We waste energy trying to fix them, change them, convince them. But you can't control people. You can't make someone act right. You can't force someone to respect you. You can't change someone who doesn't want to change. What you can control is how much access they have to you, how much energy you give them, and whether or not you allow them to disrupt your peace. Instead of exhausting yourself trying to change people, focus on changing yourself. If someone is toxic, stop engaging. If someone constantly drains your energy, create boundaries. If someone isn't treating you with respect, walk away. This isn't about being passive, it's about being powerful. It's about realizing that your peace is more valuable than trying to win a battle that isn't even worth fighting. The same goes for situations that don't go as planned. Maybe you didn't get the job. Maybe a relationship didn't work out. Maybe life threw you a challenge you weren't expecting. You could spend all your time resisting reality, wishing things were different, feeling angry that it didn't go your way. Or you could shift your focus to what you can control. You can control how you adapt. You can control how you show up. You can control whether you let it break you or make you stronger. The key to never getting angry or bothered? Let go of what you can't control and pour all your energy into what you can. You can't control the past, but you can control what you do next. You can't control how people treat you, but you can control how you respond. You can't control every situation, but you can control your attitude toward it. This mindset shift is what separates people who are constantly frustrated from people who move through life with confidence and peace. The frustrated person tries to control everything, fights reality, takes everything personally, and reacts emotionally. The peaceful person focuses on what's in their power, lets go of unnecessary battles, accepts life as it is, and chooses their response wisely. The next time you feel yourself getting angry, ask, am I upset because I actually need to be? Or am I upset because I want control over something that's outside my control? Most of the time, it's the second one. And when you recognize that, you have the power to stop feeding into it. Instead of trying to control others, control your boundaries. Instead of trying to control situations, control your actions. Instead of trying to control outcomes, control your mindset. This is how you become unstoppable. This is how you protect your energy. This is how you stop letting life shake you. And once you master this, you will never be angry or bothered by anyone or anything again.